This podcast is presented by Creva, a CBDA company that focuses on providing better health and wellness by using cannabidiolic acid to boost your body, enhance recovery, elevate energy, and increase calmness. The Creva A team has a background in botanical therapeutics, research, and engineering, which makes their product reliable and natural. Whether you're an athlete or have aches and pains, Creva is the product for you. No THC and naturally grown. Check them out at Creva_CBDA on social. Wellness for people and the planet. Good afternoon, America. Welcome back to Is That Good? Sports Talk with a couple gingers. We got episode 19 today, and the clock is really ticking. We got two left of the pod, so
one after this,
man. Bittersweet moment. But yeah, you guys are gonna really like the interview this week. It's with Lawson Mcdonald. He's the founder of the Hockey Guys, which is a big social media, I guess, kind of icon for, kind of our age for hockey. They got like 40K subscribers on YouTube. He kind of tells his story, how he got into that and just kind of his career and kind of how he got into editing and stuff. So it's a really good interview after sports talk today. But before we get into sports talk, I think I just got to give a little platform for the audience. If what I've been getting kind of like what's next, and like
who have you been getting that from?
Well, more my mom and guys, a couple of my buddies that like back home. They're just like, because they've listened.
The boys on the team have asked us a couple times. Yeah,
they're like, "Oh, you guys are just done." Like, I mean, again, we've mutually agreed upon it, but so basically, we just clinched founders. Mm-hmm. Is that good? Regular season champs, but
XYZ.
But we could keep going, through playoffs, but we just want to be dialed, focused for playoffs. Want to win it, obviously, but in terms of like the future of the pod, again, me and Vinny, I live in Minnesota. He's from Boston, so it would be hard, and I just think too, like, it was a good kind of stepping stone for us in terms of, this has just been a good experience. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Good experience.
Yeah.
Good thing to do. You're playing hockey. You're not always doing much other than hockey around here. So
yeah, no, keeps you busy. I think I've learned a lot of stuff from this. But so I'll keep doing YouTube. For example, tonight we're going to the Rangers game. I'll probably get some stuff out there. Vin's a little he's a little hesitant about me recording them, but me.
Well,
yeah.
Just enjoy the game.
Yeah. No, I will. I think I was listening to a pod yesterday saying, like, this guy hates people who films, like, who record stuff at a concert. It's like, dude, how are you, like, taking it in?
Yeah.
Like, he's, like, the best quality cameras are our eyes. It's true. It's kind of deep, but we have the best quality,
It's a good one.
No, but anyways, so yeah, for the uncertainty there. So episode 20 next week, we're gonna do our last one, but I'll keep doing stuff. I might even keep the pod going this summer, having guests. Maybe more like live interviews and video, because I'll actually be in Minnesota. But yeah, like for example, like Vinny probably just do his own thing. So
yeah, probably.
We're still Is That Good at heart. Sports talk with a couple gingers, but yeah, again, and then last week I haven't told Ben this yet, but I think we're going to do, maybe not even do an interview, more of a tribute pod. It might be a little longer. Just talk about our experiences, maybe favorite episodes, favorite moments.
I'll have to
call it the finale, maybe.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to go back to previous pods.
Yeah, 20, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but
I don't remember it.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember our first one, the intro. And it was the worst sound ever.
I remember the first one, too. It was pretty bad.
It was embarrassing.
It was bad.
But, hey, man, you got to start somewhere. Yeah, but, so, yeah, let's just get into it again. A little shorter one today just because...
There's no sports. Really.
I mean, not to get political, but there's obviously a bigger situation happening. So I think more like in the news, all you hear about is the Russia-Ukraine. We'll we're not going to get into the political aspect, but we'll touch on some of the aspects in sports it's affecting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's crazy,
absolutely.
though, some of the stuff. But, yeah, so let's get into it. First, obviously, give a shout-out to Top Form Sport. Again, just affordable, stylish sportswear you can buy, and, they're doing the protein shake powder. Not powder, sorry, the bottles coming out, so that should be fun. Again, love their stuff. The hoodies we've gotten this year, the hats. Vin was wearing one on a road trip last weekend. He looked pretty good in it. Is that good? The merch. But yeah. So let's kind of jump right in. I guess Vin, you can do no football or no Olympics. So you want to just do NHL to start?
Yeah, I'll just do NHL. I'll start with the current rankings. So leaders of each division. So Atlantic Division is going to be Lightning, 76 points. The Metropolitans, the Canes with 79. Central Division, got the Avs with 84. I think they're one of the main powerhouses in the NHL right now.
They're probably my favorites to win it.
Yeah, probably the favorites. And then the Pacific, we got the Flames with 70 points. And then we have the CBS power rankings for
CBS Network?
CBS NHL.
Oh, I thought you were going off the network.
No, I know. When I saw CBS, I was like, oh, I don't know.
Oh.
It's not like a hockey.
Yeah, no, for sure. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. So first is the Avalanche. Second would be the Flames. Third, Panthers. Fourth, Hurricanes. And fifth, the Lightnings. So those are...
Yeah. Did you see
each leaders of
that? Did you see the Stadium Series game? Nashville Lightning?
No.
Oh, it was sick. So yeah, it was in Nashville. And I love it too. The teams now are doing when they get off the bus, every team has a new. That's the tradition now. The Blues did the beachwear in the Winter Classic. Remember they wore?
Oh, right.
So this year it was the leather and denim. Okay. So the Preds I think wore denim. And then Lightning wore leather. So, pretty cool outdoor game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then the last thing I have is the news about Ovi and CCM. So, CCM dropped Ovi. How long ago was it? Do you know?
Recently. I think it was a couple days. Yesterday, right?
Yesterday?
Yesterday or the day before.
Okay. So, anyway, very recently CCM dropped Ovi and all other Russian players to promote their products, so basically they can't advertise or they won't advertise Ovi or any other Russian players, including Evgeny Malkin and Dmitry Orlov.
Yeah. No, I mean.
So.
Sorry, you done or you want?
No, I just definitely wanted to point out that Ovi's actually getting paid more than $500,000 annually from CCM.
Wow.
So, and I'm sure they're not paying.
What was CCM's quote, I guess, or statement?
Yeah. So they were saying, they said basically this is was their statement about why they did it. It's pretty short, but I guess it makes sense somewhat. They said, although Mr. Ovechkin is not responsible for the Russian government's actions, we took the decision to not use him or any Russian player on any global CCM communication at this point. So
wow.
It's it makes sense, with everything going on, they're not.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna ask you, what's your take on that? Because for me first, my take is, again, what's going on is terrible, and I think you need to hold. It sucks, It's kind of obviously, we had nothing to do with it, but at the same time, you got to hold the country accountable. Yeah. So it's more, I think, the corporation doing what needed to be done.
Yeah.
To set a standard.
If it got involved with his hockey playing, that's when I think maybe he doesn't deserve that.
He's not even allowed to play in the league, for example.
If they were to say that would be, I would be much more against the NHL if they did that. But with CCM, it's kind of it's their choice. They're an outside source to his actual job. Well,
it's more too, I think, the representation. Right now, I don't think they want anything affiliated with Russia. Even
that's understandable.
Yeah, it'd be it sucks, but it's the way it is. I think too, on the other side of it though, if you're a guy like Alex Ovechkin, personally, I think he's built CCM around him a little bit.
Yeah, he's done a lot for them.
I know they have Crosby. Obviously, ton of big names. But, I feel like Ovi put them on the map a little bit, especially with the Russian players,
yeah.
I mean, I remember Ovi back in the, the crazy 8. Remember he had what was that one stick, CCM? Everyone. I feel like when Ovi was in his prime, everyone wanted the Ovechkin curve.
Yeah, oh yeah. I had the Ovi curve.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's but yeah, it sucks to see what's happening, and I hope it all gets figured out. Obviously, prayers out for Ukraine, but yeah, it's crazy. It's leaking into the sports world. I mean, I was reading too, and I'll talk about the news. IIHF banned Russia from participating in any of their events. So World Championships, World Juniors next year, 2023 they can't host it in Russia.
Right.
FIFA did it, and then even there's KHL teams dropping out because they don't even want to be a part of it. It's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it is crazy.
But yeah, so is that kind of it for NHL?
Yeah, that's all I got for NHL. What do you got?
I got a little news, just kind of, I guess, in around the world of sports right now. So PGA, obviously some controversy with Phil. So Tiger Woods won the PGA Tour inaugural PIP. So it's the player incentive program. He won $8 million prize. It's basically whoever can get the most, I guess, social media audience awareness, growing the game. Obviously, Tiger, the GOAT, he's probably going to win that. But Phil actually was, leading. But I think with the whole Saudi league, his comments about the PGA Tour, that kind of put his stock down. But yeah, so Tiger won that. NFL, and I guess I'll bring you into Vin. I got a question for you.
Okay.
So the combine's happening for the draft.
This week?
Yeah, this week. So you got the 40-yard dash, vertical jump, 20-yard shuttle, the broad jump, 3-cone drill, bench press. What do you think would be your top 3 events?
Okay, out of those.
Yeah, because Vinny's a pretty strong guy, so.
I'd probably do. I don't know. I definitely would do bench.
I knew he was gonna say that.
And then I would probably do.
What are you benching these days?
I don't know, man. I don't. I haven't even really tried to do a barbell bench
I guess
press
in the season. So. How about your prime in the summer?
In the summer,
I just want to give it. Is that good?
Prime was 270 max though. There's guys.
Is that good?
There's guys on the team that can do definitely more than that.
Yeah,
but
yeah, it's humble. Vin can rip the weight. All right.
Then probably a 40-yard. I could run. I'm actually pretty fast in a straight line.
Yeah, once we get lateral.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do the shuttle. Stops and starts for me.
How about vertical? Or actually, I feel like broad jump you'd crush.
I came in 3rd on the team in vertical. Is that good?
Broad jump. Yeah. I would probably do
either vert or broad jump. I would do.
Yeah.
Probably broad jump because I kind of have long.
All right, so bench 40 and broad. Yeah. I suck at bench. Need to work on it, but I would do probably the 20-yard shuttle just because it's quick and change into direction quick. Probably the 3-cone. Oh shit!
Sorry.
The 3-cone drill.
Yeah.
Again,
of course you got all the ones I don't want.
And then 40-yard.
Which one? What of these do you think you would beat me in?
I beat you in 20 and 3-cone probably.
20-yard shuttle.
Yeah.
So just back and forth.
Yeah, it's remember. So you go touch the cone, and then through. I could probably beat you in that.
No way you beat me.
Dude, it's the lateral movement and it's changing your speeds.
No way.
40 yards straight dash.
I'd put $20 on it. We should do it. 20-yard shot.
Okay, I'll play for. I'll run for pride. All right.
We'll do $5.
No money. Pride. I don't even care about that because I know I'll win. Bragging rights.
Get all the boys.
That's
out
a
there.
Classic. Let's play for bragging rights. But no, dude. I mean, I don't know. I feel pretty confident about that. So you beat me for sure in bench. You brought vertical more just because you're taller. And then 40, I don't know. I feel like you low-key...
Smoke you, dude. Yeah. Smoke you.
I don't know. Don't underestimate me. Just because I'm small, I got those quick legs,
No,
it's like when you demoed me in power skating last week.
What did I do?
The quick crossover.
Oh, yeah. That was hilarious.
Yeah, so Vinny, well, he's kind of, I guess, exaggerating, but I do like quick crossovers. I got to work on it and get a little more.
Oh, of course I was exaggerating.
Yeah,
man.
but so we were doing power skating last week, and he thought it'd be funny to like demo me. And
no, it's more of impersonating.
Yeah, impersonating. That's a better word. But he did like the quickest crossovers and like was like, "Hey, Triggs, look," and I'm like, "Dude."
And I would do
and then everyone
8
started
crossovers and like wouldn't go anywhere.
Oh my god!
And then everyone was laughing.
That was jokes. That was pretty good.
That was a good one. Good joke.
Good joke. All right, back to NHL. Back to reality. Matt, I guess with the Russia-Ukraine stuff. So Mass Mutual pulls out the OV ad amid the Ukraine war. So, yeah, that's kind of crazy too. I mean, again, I think the Mass Mutual ones with Backstrom. Mm-hmm. When he's like, where can I pass the puck now? Like if he doesn't have Backstrom.
Right.
That's just crazy to see. I mean, again, I guess they got to do what's got to be done. But guys like OV, Malkin are getting kind of punished for it. But
yeah, they are. It's not their fault really, but
yeah,
it's just the way it is.
Soccer. Again, we don't really talk soccer, but again, another thing drifting over. Roman Abramovich is selling Chelsea FC after he was rumored to have ties with Putin. So he got pressured from whatever league it's called. What's this? I don't know what soccer. The United League or whatever.
I have no idea.
The European League. What's it called?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, whatever. Champions League, I think.
Yeah.
So like the league's kind of like, okay, well, like you can't really do that and be a part of the league. So NBA, Devin Booker enters COVID protocol. So him and Chris Paul are out right now. So 2 big losses there.
Did you hear about? We were talking about the trade with Harden going to.
I was going to talk about that. In NBA.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, we talked about the trade, but I was going to talk about how Harden's doing.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Buzzing.
Right? Like, they're doing really well.
Yeah, so, we'll talk about that.
Go ahead.
I'll do rankings, then we'll talk about it. So, NBA, we'll move there. That was the news. NBA this week. East rankings. Number 1, the Heat. 2 Bulls. 3 76ers. They're buzzing. 4, the Bucks. 5, Cavs. Western Conference. Number 1's the Suns. I don't know if that's going to stay with Booker and Paul out. 2, the Warriors, 3, Grizzlies, 4, Jazz, and 5, the Mavs. So, and then kind of a shocker this season, I think, is the Lakers.
How they're not.
They're just not. They're just kind of shit in the bed.
Yeah.
Lakers are 0-3 since All-Star break. LeBron's not playing his normal basketball right now.
No.
Guys like Westbrook, Melo, like other guys got to step up. Anthony
they
Davis,
should be a wagon.
I think he's hurt, but I mean, again, and did you see the videos of the fans like trash talking?
They were booing them, yeah.
Yeah, like LeBron got in it with fans. That's the one thing. Like again, I don't want to talk too much about this about like LeBron and MJ. That's why I think MJ's the GOAT. Is he never let like outside, and I know social media is factor in this, but he never let like outside sources influence his game.
Yeah, like, LeBron's always talking to the fans.
Like, you see when he kicked out the people?
Yeah.
I know what they were saying was terrible, and it was, like, about his family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure MJ got that in his playing days.
Oh,
I mean, dude, can you imagine MJ going to, like, the Knicks in the playoffs? New Yorkers were saying probably some terrible stuff.
Terrible things.
He blocked it out. And, again, it's not right what they're doing, but at the same time, as an athlete, you got to block it out and not let that affect you.
I agree.
That's why I think MJ, there's more things why he's the GOAT, but I do think MJ's the GOAT in terms of mental fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, LeBron really, like, numerous occasions has called out fans.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like telling him to shut up. It's like, dude, like, just focus on the game,
Yeah.
Fans are always going to be losers.
Within the court.
There's always going to be haters,
Yeah.
Even on the pod. There's haters of the pod. There's haters of my YouTube.
There's no haters of the pod.
There's no haters of the pod, but, I'm going to get the YouTube going. I'm excited about it.
Should be, man.
Appreciate it, bro. This is the last thing, NBA, and then I guess we'll take a little pod break to do a little debate, but take like 2 minutes. So James Harden's kind of starting to find his rhythm again. Part of me is like, I just think, that's whenever James Harden wants to trade, he just stops trying.
I know. I think he didn't like it, and he was just like, nah,
Yeah.
done.
Like his first 2 games with the 76ers, he's got 29 and 27 points.
Hopefully he can keep it up. But
Well, dude, I just think he finally has the, not support, but the role he needs to be. Like, I think Durant and Irving didn't work. Kyrie. Because, like, those guys shoot the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Like, James Harden. Like, Joel Embiid is not a shooter. Like, he's a perimeter player.
No, it's definitely...
He's not a perimeter player.
He's definitely where he needs to be. Like, that, he's the missing piece to that Sixers team.
I think Embiid's for sure going to win MVP now.
Yeah, he could be the missing piece. You got to give it a couple more games, though. You can't.
No.
After 2 games.
Well, again, like you said, anytime you go to a new team.
You always start off hot.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like that's the case with us a lot. You know? Just like...
Yeah,
juniors. Situation, like, makes you...
Juniors, college, or not college, but more like NHL, like if guys get traded, new teams, it's just kind of new environment. But yeah, no. Before we get into March Madness, I just got to announce it because we got talked about it with the boys today. So there's kind of a debate for Harry Potter characters on who more looks like Ron Weasley between me and you. So
probably me.
I don't think so, dude. I think you're more of like one of the brothers, or like, I don't even know.
Maybe. I mean, like,
I could see you kind of being a Dumbledore.
Dumbledore?
Yeah, Murrow. Like,
dude, I don't know big guy. I don't know Harry Potter very well.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Ron Weasley, though, like, I guess this isn't really a debate for me and you because
I know what he looks like.
It's for our listeners, for the listeners out there. DM, I guess, the pod, who you think looks more like Ron Weasley. I mean, from like my grandma, like thumbs up, or like really like the interview. Not like joking, like appreciate the support, but no, if people are listening to sports talk, like, bro, you telling me that doesn't look like me as a little kid?
Yeah, I guess it kind of looks like you. Yeah, you probably win.
Yeah.
Again,
I don't know. I mean, it's more to prove a point to a certain guy named Steven Spetz. Spetz said I look like the little gremlin, the little troll teacher in Harry Potter. So
that's funny.
I just had to prove that. But yeah, so that's kind of not it. But I guess Vin's gonna do March Madness again. We don't do college basketball. I guess this is kind of taking over for his college football slot. So March Madness for those of you that don't know. I mean, if you don't know March Madness,
so it's on March 13th is Selection Sunday for the tourney, which is basically where they pick all the teams that are going to be playing, and they have what they call like the last two spots. They call the first 4. So I guess 2 teams play each other, and the winners of each of those games get the last 2 spots in March in the tournament. Right?
Yeah, the brackets. Right? Yeah, first 4.
So, and then we just had down like the bet, like if the odds for each team's on
best odds to win,
winning the tournament. Yeah. So as of right now, it's 1 Gonzaga is plus 400, 2 Arizona is plus 600, 3 Kentucky is plus 800, 4 Auburn plus 1,000, 5 Duke plus 1,200. 6 Purdue plus 1,200, 7 Baylor plus 1,400, and 8 Kansas plus 1,400. So those are kind of just the odds for who's going to win it all this year. Yeah,
I mean, I always love March Madness. I think it's, again, whether you're on a team or like,
do you do a bracket?
Oh, 100% every year. I do a family bracket. I do a team one. I'll do like a buddies one. Back in school, dude, we would have a school one, and the winner would get like out of uniform day, like you'd get like out of no homework for a week. Not a week, sorry, it was like a day or 2, but it was like a big deal, and I think you'd win some cash for the school. My favorite, I really haven't followed college basketball this year, but from what I've watched and what I guess more because it's Coach K's last year, I think Duke would be really cool. Yeah. Again, they're always, I feel like if they're in it and Coach K's coaching, can't count them out. So I like Duke for my winner. How about you? Yeah.
For me, I don't really know. I'm not too
you just pick, I guess.
Into it, I guess I would have to go with probably Auburn.
Auburn? Okay. That's actually a good pick.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, because
Like-
Gonzaga, you can never, I feel like, pick the favorite.
No.
Like in March Madness, that, like, never pans out.
Yeah, you can't
So,
pick the favorite.
Kentucky, I mean, they're all really good teams. Again, it might not even be in the top 8. If there's always, like, some
I know.
weird, you
There's
know,
always, like,
32 seed or something.
Yeah, it makes it
Nah,
up
not
to
32, but like a 10 seed or 16 seed.
No, didn't, like, either last year or the year before, it was like...
32 seeds never won.
No.
They're, like, normally out right away.
They're all dust.
Well, they're not dust. They're all good teams. But, like, in terms of, like,
In terms of
the odds of them
March
winning.
Madness bracket, never happens.
Yeah, so I guess to wrap up the talk today, I'm going to do college hockey, and then we'll do shout out our sponsors at U. Gonna miss saying that.
You
You.
can say it whenever you want, man.
Yeah, but on the pod, it's different. You know, talking to the mic. I'm just going to miss talking with
I
you, man.
suppose. Yeah, I'm
You know?
gonna miss talking to you, dude.
Meanwhile, that's the beauty of audio. You know, you can never. He may seem like he means that, but he looked at me and rolled his eyes.
No, I didn't.
Nah, I'm
That's
kidding. I'm kidding.
made
Just Seward
up.
him. So college hockey, quick rankings. Kind of heading in the. I guess everyone's got their tournaments coming up. So Mankato State's 1, Gophers are 2, Denver's 3, Nodak's 4, and Michigan's 5. So before I get into like the tournaments and kind of who won what, Western Michigan's hockey captain, well, ex-captain. Let me get the first name right because it's like he has a brother, but there's like 2 last names, but Paul Wash. Paul Wash. He's suspended indefinitely from the team after a sexual assault charge. Again, has no place in hockey. Guys that do that, and you know, again, tough situation going on there. So, I guess it's kind of big news in college hockey right now. And more just like sports news. Like I've seen it kind of in more than just certain outlets in college hockey. But so yeah, and then I guess we'll keep you up to date what happens there, and then I guess moving more to the teams themselves. So you know, for those of you that don't know, the NCAA tournament, the conference tournaments happened before that. So like the Gophers won the Big Ten. So they swept Wisco. Actually, this was a cool scenario. So Gophers swept Wisco, but all Michigan had to do was win one game, I think, and they would have won.
Yeah.
But Notre Dame swept Michigan, and they scored with like 2 minutes left in the last game to win. So Gophers ended up winning the Big Ten. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So Big Ten tournaments this weekend. Wisco plays Notre. Penn State plays Ohio State. Michigan State plays Michigan. And then Gophers get a bye. But and then obviously like ECAC, I think NCHC, all of their tournaments. Hockey East is next week. So keep you up to date what happens there. And yeah, that's kind of it for sports talk. But before we get into our interview, let's shout out our sponsors at you. Again, just Unreal Wax. I mean, even in the locker room today.
Unreal Wax.
Even in the locker room today. Tell them, Ben, you know?
Oh, yeah. I needed some wax. Left mine in my bag, and I didn't want to go look for it. So I just asked Damer
the
for
jungle?
you.
I call it the
bags
Chronicles of
in
Narnia.
The rink, our bags in the rink, everyone just throws them in a corner, and they all look exactly the same. It's impossible. It's always the last one you look at. Is your bag.
I call it Narnia because when you go in, you never know if you're gonna come out. It's a jungle in there. But U's amazing. I mean, again, like Vin, he runs out and right away he goes, Tregs, you got a U because I'm the U guy. U crew.
Tregs, you got a U.
Yeah, but I'm like, no, I actually don't right now. It's in my bag too. Because we just had a roadie, but so I Damer. Shout out Alex Domeski. Always has a pair of U on him. A lot of the guys are using it. A lot of guys love it. Again, because it's so... I think it's just consistent. It's durable. It stays on your stick. Again, it's great for the environment. Made from beeswax.
Yep.
And I think it's just quality wax compared to Howie's or other wax. But yeah, so Vin...
It's an experience putting it on.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Vin can't even go on the ice without you.
No.
Either can I.
Well, I can't use a TJ without you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a necessity at this point.
I don't apply it every time I go on the ice.
Yeah, it's not a want, it's a need.
Yeah.
You know?
You
So you got to use you, and you got to check them out at U Stoked. So that wraps up our not our interview. Our interview is upcoming with Lawson McDonald. That wraps up episode 19 of Is That Good? And guys, one more. So
one more, baby.
Yep. All right. We'll see you guys next
See ya.
week. Peace.
How's it going?
Good, yeah. Welcome to today's interview, Lawson. For those of you that don't know, Lawson's kind of the founder of the Hockey Guys. I'm sure you guys have seen him on TikTok or YouTube, Instagram. They got really good content, so check them out. So yeah, Lawson, thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me on, Will. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's my pleasure to get talking to you and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I reached out to Lawson on Instagram. So yeah, it was kind of a quick kind of spark of the moment. But yeah, again, thanks for coming on. So let's kind of jump right in before we get into the Hockey Guys and kind of your I guess content when you kind of started doing that. Let's kind of talk about where you grew up and kind of where did you start playing hockey?
Yeah, definitely. I grew up in Winkler, Manitoba. Not sure if you know where that is. Do you know where that is?
I mean, yeah. I'm from Minnesota. So I guess like I played tournaments in Winnipeg, so it's kind of I'm sure similar area.
Yeah, that's not too far away. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm from. I grew up playing hockey there. Yeah, in Manitoba until I played junior hockey, and then I played in the MJHL. Played there in Winkler as well, actually. So kind of cool. I got to have the junior hockey experience living at home, which is a little bit unique. Not everybody gets to do that, but honestly, really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, I kind of had the passion just to play college hockey. After the dub draft, I didn't get drafted to the WHL, so then my just passion shift to really try to get a Division I scholarship and playing college hockey. That was really my dream. So worked at that for 4 years in the MJHL, and then I finally got a offer from Nebraska Omaha, which led me to play college hockey in the States. So enjoyed my time a ton. One of the best experiences of my life. I got to play for the Mavericks for 2 years and kind of have the college hockey experience there. Then some tables turned in a different direction for me. Got actually cut from the team after my sophomore year, and then that led me to playing college hockey Division III at the University of Wisconsin-Superior, which led me to kind of where I am today. So that's kind of a quick background of my hockey journey, and currently don't play anymore.
Yeah, no, again, you kind of touched on everything, but if we could just rewind a little bit, kind of more going back to junior, I guess just more, I've kind of, I watch your YouTube, obviously, but for the listeners out there, kind of when did you, commit to UNO and kind of what was the recruiting process like for you?
Yeah, sorry for getting ahead there, but
all good.
The recruitment process for me was so when I was 18, a couple of emails here and there from colleges and stuff like that. Kind of had an injury my first year, and then ever since then, I kind of progressively got better. Was more of an offensive defenseman, and kind of just improved every year. And then a few emails here and there. I got to go on a couple visits, but no offers until my 19-year-old year, and that's when I played a showcase in Winnipeg, and then I know UNO watched my game there, and then they kind of got in contact with me, and that was already in like October. So it took from kind of the first initial contact from October all the way till January before I ended up committing there. And in the middle, it was more or less just kind of phone calls, them getting to know me, their assistant coaches coming to watch some more games. And that's kind of how the process worked. And then in January, they just kind of offered me a scholarship for the following year, and then I decided to take it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then, I got buddies at UNO. A great school, obviously great hockey program. But kind of, I guess for a lot of guys that jump from juniors to college is a big one. I guess just kind of, was it for you, was it kind of easy or difficult Just, I guess, kind of all the aspects, obviously hockey and just kind of being away from home for the first time. So just kind of talk about that adjustment.
Yeah, I'd say it was difficult, but maybe not as difficult as I expected it to be, or as I thought. And it could be, I think players adapt really fast to the level of play that they kind of get thrown in. If you have the skill set, I guess, to be at that level, if you truly, which is why you get recruited in the first place, is usually you do have some sort of high skill set to play at these levels. But I feel like for a lot of players, once you get into it for a month or so, you get into practices, you get used to that new speed coming from Manitoba Junior. You kind of it just becomes like the new normal in a way, and you change maybe your game a little bit differently. There's a couple of things in terms of puck movement that you just got to be a lot quicker at, but I think it's doable really for most players, if not all players, to adapt to a higher level. And in terms of the living away part, never had an issue with it. I think I moved out at the right time. I was kind of old enough. I was almost turning 20, and for me, I think that helped, that I just could do that at that age versus being someone that was 18 or 17. And so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed kind of living in a new city and experiencing life on my own for the first time. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, for sure. And, obviously you mentioned you played there for 2 years, and then you moved on to Wisconsin Superior. So, kind of what made you choose, when you're looking at kind of new schools, what made you choose Superior?
It was a tough decision. There's a lot of back and forth, and I think the main thing for me was I knew that kind of at that point, like the goal of playing like high professional hockey or playing AHL, NHL, any of that thing I was pretty realistic with myself. So for me, it wasn't like, oh, I got to play now on the best team I can ever play for, and I got to be at the highest level possible. For me, it was more, I want to really enjoy the last 2 years of playing college hockey. I want to be in a spot that isn't too far from home and a pain for my parents to come. And I want to be on a team that is winning. And I knew that combination of things would allow me to have the most enjoyable last 2 years of college hockey. Had a few buddies on the team also that played there previously. I had played with them in junior, and then they were on the team. So it was an easy connection to make, and that's kind of why I chose to come to Wisconsin Superior.
Yeah, no, and I know you mentioned, on the YouTube and stuff, you knew a couple guys playing junior with, so obviously that probably helped. But again, kind of just before we get into your kind of YouTube career and just kind of starting that, last thing, just kind of with hockey for your career, what were kind of the biggest differences, do you think, between like D3, D1, that kind of jump?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. There's a lot, I guess, outside the game that was different with preparation, gear, professionalism, I guess, with road trips. Everything kind of top to bottom in that way was definitely different. Division I is feels like you're really in a pro level feel to it. Division III does feel a little bit more like junior hockey. In the sense of, whether it's buying your own food on the road or the kind of meals that you get fed. And so there's a difference there with that for sure, because that really comes down to budget, and D3 schools don't quite have the same budget as Division I schools. With the gameplay, I think it kind of comes down to, I feel like there's a lot of good players in D3, and there's definitely players in D3 that should be playing D1 or that are better than some in D1. But
Yep.
Overall, yeah, I think it's kind of like start to finish of your whole lineup. It doesn't fall off in D1, where there's D3 players that are clearly not the best top of the line players that they wouldn't make it to the next level. But it's kind of that top line, the top two lines, they're pretty good. And it feels, when you're playing a good team, it feels pretty similar. But again, it's just some players don't quite have the speed and the thinking that most, or if not all, players in Division I might have.
Yeah, no, and I feel like too, it's changed with the fact that now Back in the days, I guess kind of D1 too, you didn't really have to play junior. You could just kind of go straight in, and D3 it was kind of high school to D3. But nowadays, yeah, I mean the programs are really good, like you said, and guys got to play juniors and develop, and I think that it's really growing in that aspect. Playing with a couple guys on my team, they're going to really good schools, D3. So, and like you said, Superior's a great school for hockey and education. But let's jump into your kind of YouTube, kind of I guess content creating part of the chapter. So, kind of when did you first I guess start that or kind of get into all that?
So I started with that after I left Omaha and went to Superior. I posted like my first TikTok video like a few months into the season in Superior, and then after that, a couple months after, I started just posting YouTubes for fun. And honestly, it was really random, and I don't know, I just kind of had some kind of drive or passion to start doing it because I felt like my experience as a college hockey player was pretty unique, and I had a perspective that I know a lot of people asked about. What's the difference between Division I, Division III? Like, what is that like? And I knew that I had that experience and could really have a solid opinion on it. So that kind of drove me to start making some videos about college hockey. So that's kind of what got the ball rolling, really.
Yeah, no, and I've watched the your YouTube videos. I think you do a great job at touching on, again, kind of the differences, and you do the day in the life, kind of the comparing those. But you mentioned you did it for fun at first, but did you kind of think it would, I guess, become what it is today, like a household name, or was it never really crossed your mind when you first started?
No, definitely didn't. Definitely didn't cross my mind. It was always my dream, my hope, and something in the back of my mind that was what drove me. Just the thought of that possibly being able to have an audience that really truly enjoys the stuff that I'm making was always the goal. But it was never, I wouldn't have done it for as long as I did if that was the main goal. I think I really enjoyed sharing, and the few people that did enjoy it, it was easy to keep going because I knew firsthand that it was helping somebody. And that kind of is what is an important thing, I think, when you're starting anything out small, is that there's got to be something else than just the hope of it succeeding like majorly, because you're probably going to quit then after it doesn't happen after 3 months. Because I posted a lot of vlogs before, even before the hockey guys started, and my personal YouTube page before it really gained any traction. But it was all in the end kind of worth it, and built up a pretty solid skill set that allowed me to do what I do today for the hockey guys group and that content.
Yeah, no, I think, again, like the passion, you can't really do it like for the clout. You got to do it because you love it. And I feel like, too, that like makes it more rewarding in the end, kind of that drive. But, that skill set you mentioned, what steps did you take? Because, your edits are really good, obviously the music. Was it like something like a class in high school, or were you just kind of always good with editing stuff?
Definitely wasn't always good, and I know I didn't take a class, but I was all self-taught with that stuff, and I guess it had a weird little creative piece to me where even before playing college hockey, I had a GoPro and messed around with it when I was younger, just making travel videos. I always really, really loved people that made travel videos with like music and showed their experience. I thought it was so cool. So that's kind of what I wanted to be, was just somebody that would travel to cool places and just make stick edits and videos. So that's kind of where like the cinematic part went. I watched tons of YouTube videos on cinematic this, how to make cinematic travel vlogs, how to do this, do that. And yeah, I think that layered a good base knowledge of videoing and composing, adding music and editing to the beat of music, that sort of thing. It was all many years before this happened where I was learning that. And yeah, it was just for a weird hobby that I had.
Yeah, just kind of, again, just because you love it. But, like you said, the hockey guys. But, I think a lot of people, like, don't know before that, you had your YouTube and it was really successful, and it's obviously some really good content on there. But at what point did you I know you had the hockey guys now, some of the guys that are part of that on your YouTubes before, but at what point did you start kind of like being like, we could do something with this, and kind of started the hockey guys?
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for saying that about my content. I appreciate that. With the hockey guys stuff, it was going back to that first year of me playing in Superior when it was the second year of playing in Superior, yeah, not the first. So yeah, I did that YouTube with some of the guys like you mentioned, had them in my vlogs, messed around, had fun with it. Following year, I just saw some value in TikTok with how I guess viral that you could go so easily, and that whole concept of like one video can get 1 million views. I really liked that, and I thought that could potentially work in some way or shape or form if I posted enough. So posted a handful of TikToks on my account, and then one day it was October of my senior year at UWS. No, I messed. One sec, I gotta backtrack. It was it was my senior year at UWS. Sorry. I just posted a TikTok with some of the guys in it, and on my own account, it did well. And then I figured, hey, why not we branch out, make an own account for a group? And I just found a reason to call it the Hockey Guys. And then we just started posting content on there that was just with guys on the team, ideas that can encompass more of my teammates and my friends, and that's how it got started.
Yeah, and again, you had guys on before, but and I guess not like everyone, but was everyone like on board at first, or was it kind of hesitant? Like, what was the initial reaction when you kind of brought it to the table?
It was there was like a core few guys that were immediately on board because it was the same guys that were in the videos on my own, and then I more or less just convinced them to like, let's just try it. We can see, I guess, some proof on my page that people like what we're doing and people like you guys. And so we just kind of decided to give it a go. And I guess when content on the Hockey Guys started to blow up pretty easily, it didn't take too long before we got 100K. And at that point, everybody that was a part of the videos at that point was pretty much full go, hey, like, let's do it, let's do our best at it, and had no issue being in the videos. So everyone was like really good right off the get-go with it, which was awesome.
Yeah. When you hit 100K, who wouldn't want to keep going? But yeah, again, like, was there like a certain like video or TikTok kind of that I guess kind of was a springboard for you guys, like in terms of getting yourself out there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was kind of a little bit interesting start. I remember we posted our first video on it, and it got nothing happened to it, like no traction. And like 5 days later, I woke up and we have like 60,000 views, and now 5,000 followers, and then it just kept going up and up and up. And then off that first video, we had whatever, like 15 to 20K on this account. And then we posted another video, and then that video got over 100,000 views, and then you go up another 30K. So it was like kind of like slower jumps of like 10 to 20K per week. And then I remember we posted one that got like then 1 million views, and then we went from 30 to like 80K within a week. So it's kind of you got those couple videos that get you like 50,000 followers in a few days, and that happened multiple times throughout the way of this account. And then I remember when we had like 115,000 followers, we posted a video that got us like 200,000 in a very short amount of time. And again, you never get to a point, I guess, where it just like feeds itself. You always have to make sure you're continuously posting good videos, or else you'll just be stuck at the same level. But it's just trying new things. It's posting frequently, and it's just kind of being like authentic, and again just making content that you feel is best, and you never know what can happen.
Yeah, like evolving but like staying consistent to who you guys are for sure. But yeah, I guess like you said, you guys kind of took off, but I guess more to like the social media platforms itself. What do you think, in terms of like, I know they have the algorithms and all that. Like, what do you think's the best platform to really get like a name out there and grow?
I would say TikTok would be the best because it still has the biggest opportunity for the organic reach, with gaining a lot of followers and having your video seen to thousands of new people. I think with anything that you're doing, TikTok should be like the center of your growth, I would say. Even if you wouldn't be on a podcast, it could be pretty valuable to have clips of what you're doing if it's on video. And that may not necessarily be what your podcast is for, but if one video for, let's say, it's someone's pod, it gets 100,000 views, and then next thing you know, that could mean 100 more people are listening to your actual audio. So I think that's pretty cool with it, and how it can be valuable for a way to just attract a large amount of new audience.
Yeah, grow your base. Yeah, I mean, everyone I've kind of talked to said TikTok's the most like fair in terms of getting yourself out there and kind of getting a broad audience. But I guess moving to like the hockey guys, I guess the overall operations kind of, what's like the roles everyone has, like, I know there's the podcast, is there certain guys that run like Instagram or TikTok, or kind of who does what?
Yeah, it's kind of continuously getting more role type of a system. You start off with everyone just messing around with everything, but currently it's more or less just me kind of planning the content and doing a lot of the on-hands of editing. With that, we have Austin Friesen doing a lot of the Instagram stories, and he has a little bit for the YouTube. Jordan Martin is a guy that posts content for a second account. And like you mentioned, we have guys that do the podcast, and it's kind of about just slowly delegating different positions. And currently there's only so much that everybody can do, but we're really trying to focus on everyone just creating their own content as much as they can, and have as we grow as a brand, having more guys kind of split off and just taking on roles like you mentioned. So it's slowly, I guess, being more individualized, but a little bit of crossover in every area.
Yeah, more guys getting responsibility.
Yeah. Like, for example, like we just started on Cameo, and now one of the guys, Will Blake, is only in charge of telling the guys what Cameo videos we have to do, taking the cameos, editing them, posting them to Cameo, communicating with people on Cameo. So that's a great position now that someone can kind of fill their hands with.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess the guys themselves, like obviously you were, you got a lot of, views on your YouTubes, but I guess before that, a lot of them probably didn't have a ton of followers, compared to now. Like what was
pretty much like at 1,000.
Yeah, exactly. Like what was kind of like, I guess the group's like reaction to, again, like becoming, not celebrities, but you know what I mean? Like just that overnight kind of just like gaining a bunch of, a big following. I mean, 10, 15K followers on Insta.
Yeah, it was, because I remember only some guys, I guess, jumped up like a lot. Other ones, it was, more of a slower-ish process. Like for me, we've been doing it for over a year, and now I have, so it's like 15,000 followers on your Instagram in a year, and I wouldn't call that a massive jump, but like for some of the other guys, you'll get a video at the start that does really well. It gets millions some views, and then the next day they'll have 1,000 more followers. So yeah, I guess that's kind of how it is, and it was like that kind of right off the bat, and you get more or less just like accustomed to that feeling, maybe. Not to say it wasn't like surprising or cool right off the bat, but I think for a lot of us it happened a few times now, and it's just the way it kind of goes. And I mean, followers. I don't think anyone truly cares the biggest amount of those numbers, but it is something that was different and a change, and a little bit of a change for all of us.
Yeah, no, and speaking of like change, I mean, watching like your YouTubes and stuff, you guys get, a ton of fan mail, people send stuff to you, fans are coming to the games that probably wouldn't have without the hockey guys. I know you don't, I guess, play anymore, but just like watching from the stands, like, how have you noticed a big jump in terms of like, the games having more fans because of the hockey guys?
Yeah, I noticed a couple times where at the beginning of the year it wasn't as much, and now kind of at this end of the year, the last games I went to, it was really cool because we would get approached in the stands, me and whichever other guys maybe weren't playing, but yeah, it was awesome. I mean, you got people that are supporting you and wearing your merch that they bought in the stands, and you're seeing like stories on Instagram of people traveling to see the games and then coming to the game, and then they're coming to see you and taking photos after. So a couple times I remember there was maybe close to 30 people from different places around America. We had even one fan actually flew from England for a game and then flew back home, which was like mind blowing to think that someone would spend, I mean, time and money just for that effort. And it just shows how maybe it's just like more of a reflection of what you're doing means a lot to them, and it's really, really special that we can make someone feel that way, where they feel like they have to come and watch us play, and it's a cool thing for the sport and college hockey.
Yeah, no, that's crazy about England. I mean, again, shows people love your content and love the guys on the a part of hockey guys. But I guess the guys not like in the hockey guys on the team, like how they how is the team kind of dealt with, again, like kind of like you guys all becoming pretty popular on YouTube. Like, is everyone just like thinks it's pretty cool, I assume?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've gotten an opinion from everybody on in the group, but because I'm not on the team, but from the opinion that the guys that I know in the group, obviously they are friends with all their teammates still. There's no, like, I don't think the separation from the social media is something that is an issue, and they've done an amazing job to make sure that they let me know if there's something where I shouldn't be coming to or doing for content, where they feel like their teammates may, nothing wants to be taken the wrong way, and everything is like for the team at the end of the day. So I think they did a great job just making sure that nothing crossed the line with the amount that we filmed and invading any of the team's space in that sense. So I'm confident to say that the team supported us doing it, and that they were kind of supportive again of what we were doing, which was really cool.
Yeah, no, that's sweet. Again, just like in terms of, I guess your guys is like, or yourself, your daily or weekly schedule. I've seen on your Instagram stories kind of starting to do some like day in the lives and just kind of following along. But take us through kind of, I guess, a week of like kind of preparation in terms of like editing, getting the YouTube out there, the TikTok, like, do you guys kind of have like brainstorm meetings on certain days, like what you're going to do for the week, or what's kind of the schedule look like?
Yeah, so it's slowly starting to kind of get into a actual schedule. I'll be honest, like it was very random a few months ago probably, but now we're starting to get the hang of it. Believe it or not, it took a couple of years, not took a year and a little bit to get the hang of it. But yeah, kind of a week how we do it would be first of all getting into a meeting just for brainstorming while you're dealing with 10 college athletes with lives and school, and obviously hockey is not realistic. So we don't have a meeting where we just strictly come to brainstorm. The only times we truly will get together as a group where I'm involved would be when we do film, and then that's just up to me to have content ideas ready and prepared. So that's kind of an ongoing process, just like, all right, we're filming usually on Sundays, because as college athletes, that's your one day off. So just up to me, come up with some ideas, make sure we have some content to film. Other guys will have ideas that they can do themselves, and then we will film. YouTube, we have started planning a little bit better as we've gone on. We are now just, again, continuously, it's kind of that online planning that I'd recommend, and having meetings again is difficult, so we just take more of an approach to having a shared document where we can throw ideas in, have text group chats being like, hey, I need you to do this today for the blog, or like, hey, we're doing this for the blog, let's make sure we get video of it, or that sort of a system. And I guess it would be a rough plan, but for me personally, just spend about 2 hours a night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, editing for the vlog and the TikToks, and that's kind of how I do it my own time. And again, just you have to make sacrifices with certain things depending on how badly you want to get a video out there, but end of the day, for me, it is what I enjoy doing. So I love it.
Yeah, and again, obviously you graduated last year, but in terms of, I guess, yourself too, what are the kind of the future plans for the hockey guys and yourself now that kind of everyone is graduating, I guess, and for the most part, and kind of moving on from Superior?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good question. So currently we are we're not looking ahead too far. We have about a 4 to 5 month vision, and I think that a lot of the opportunity that we've got already, I would tell you that that's not happening 4 months ago, and I think that's the case with a lot of the way social media goes these days, is that you take the opportunities that are in front of you, and it's going to probably open a lot more doors down the road that you won't expect too much. And for us, it's just we want to use kind of what we've built up already and continue to do the best we can in terms of making content and meeting new people and doing cool things. So right now we're just planning a little fun spring break trip where we're going to get to go to some NHL games, make content with some NHL teams, and so just kind of spread our passion for hockey with our fans. And just instead of playing it, we're gonna maybe check out the perspective of showing NHL off a little bit more, which is super exciting.
Yeah, no, that's sweet. And you mentioned NHL. I kind of forgot about this actually, but you guys got invited by the NHL, right, to the Winter Classic, obviously this year. I guess talk about that kind of experience again, kind of going to the game and being on their Instagram and stuff. Like, that's got to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, no, it was an awesome experience. Hands down, all the guys were like, this is the coolest thing we've ever done and been a part of. So it was really sweet to look back a year and being like, we weren't doing hardly anything a year ago, and then a year later we get this opportunity. Again, it was something that meant so much for us to be a part of. So yeah, it was cool to say the least. We got to make some TikToks that ended up on the NHL's account and some stuff on their Instagram, which we weren't even expecting at all. So it was a cool surprise. And it was very, very cold that day. So it was like the hardest day that we've been through with filming. It was like kind of miserable with the fact of how cold your hands would get from holding a camera for 1 minute.
Oh yeah.
When you want to drop it immediately.
Yeah, wasn't it like negative? It was like negative. It was like the coldest outdoor game, right, of all time.
Yeah, it was. I can't even remember the temperature, but man, it was worth it. But definitely happy to kind of get it done because it was very, very cold.
Yeah, no,
a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, that all looked awesome. Obviously wish the Wild won, but last question before we kind of end with like a 10-question rapid fire. I guess.
Okay.
Where do you kind of, see yourself in terms of your career, in the professional world, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years down the road?
Yeah, probably could see myself in a couple different areas. I clearly, love what I'm doing right now and 100% passionate about making content and being some sort of presence on social media. I really enjoy it. I really like how I can connect with many people at once doing that. I also have a passion for the hockey side and the strength training side as well, and being a helping other athletes kind of get to the Division 1 level and things that I got to accomplish. I really enjoyed the process of training and getting my body to the best level and being athletic. So for myself, I'm doing a master's right now in exercise physiology and relate to that field. So I could see myself, in a sense, maybe owning my own sort of business with training athletes and helping them. So I think that'd be cool. But at the same time, I'd love to continue to grow in the marketing, social media space, and working with athletes. I'd love to work with hockey players in that space as well, because I think in the future, the way things are going, a lot of them will get more into it, and I hope it becomes a normal thing where hockey players are comfortable sharing their experiences and making content if that's what they want to do. I think it's very interesting, so I'm hoping that I can be some help with players in that way as well.
Yeah, no, that all sounds great, and like you said, I think it is becoming more of a norm for hockey guys, especially even the NHL, just having really good content and getting their names out there on social media. I think it really grows the game.
Yeah. Look at you. You got a podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't know anyone that would have had a podcast at your age. So it's awesome to see it. I love that you're doing that, and I think for you, it's going to benefit you in many ways. Besides just, even if it fails in 2 years, and not saying that will happen, but the best part about that is that you got 2 years of experience having conversations with people and learning how to do this. You're going to be so ahead of everybody, man. So I'm really happy that you're getting into this, and I think you're making a great decision just growing in this area.
Yeah, no, really appreciate that. That means a lot. And again, too, I've heard that a lot. Again, just from my experience, again, talking to yourself and other guests we've had on, I think the biggest thing is the communication skills and just kind of learning, everyone's stories and kind of the networking. I think that, that goes a long way into the professional world later in life. So I think, again, it'll serve. I think nowadays having, being involved in social media and content creating really goes a long way in the long run. So, again, let's kind of end here. We kind of always do a 10-question kind of rapid fire. They're just kind of whatever, favorite color. But we just kind of end with that, and then we'll wrap it up here. So,
awesome.
Yeah. So first question, favorite song?
Favorite song is New York, City of God, Kanye West right now.
Oh, yeah, that's a great tune. All right, who's got the best music taste in the hockey guys?
Gonna have to go with Jordan Martin, J Marts.
J Marts, all right.
DJ.
What's his genre? Just kind of a little bit of everything?
He knows how to read the room well. Definitely, I'd say more of a rap guy for sure. But overall, he got just overall good taste.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Who's kind of your dream athlete of all time? Individual that you'd want to be?
Good question. Gonna go with physique-wise, Jesse James West. Considering I'm not trying to be some great athletic guy, I think he has a great physique. So that would be, goals for myself to look something like that. Maybe a little bit leaner or a little bit less bulky, but gonna go Jesse James West.
All right, nice. Yeah, that's a good one. Who's kind of, I guess, your celebrity look-alike? Who do you think kind of is the most looks like you?
I get Mac Miller quite a bit, and I do see it. I have to admit that I do see it, so I'm gonna go with that.
All right, Mac Miller. Yeah, I could see that. I guess back when you were playing, what was your pregame meal?
Yeah, it was spaghetti, marinara, and chicken. Pretty much every time. Usually had a salad then with that.
All right, nice. Who's the funniest on the hockey guys?
Troy McTavish, or Tabber. He's very funny. Great one-line guy. Used his content whenever he's talking to someone in the vlog. He usually says something pretty funny. So people love that, and I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty funny. Besides obviously the hockey guys and yourself, who's your favorite content creator to watch?
JT Barnett, I'd say.
All right. Yeah, he's good. Got a couple more here. Who's the messiest on the hockey guys? Like in terms of, I guess, just kind of taking care of themselves.
That's a good question.
Kind of on the spot. Put the guy on the spot.
I'm gonna throw Martin Yelly under the bus for that one. Yelly, he's gonna be the messiest.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Two more here. I guess another celebrity question. Celebrity crush.
Celebrity crush. Oh man, I had this one in a video too. Who did I say again? Drawn a blank because I had it and I know. I mean, I have a few. Did I say I think I might have said Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba.
That. Yeah, I'll go with Jessica Alba.
All right. Yeah. Nice. All right. Last question here. Pretty basic one. Favorite movie.
Favorite movie? Oh, yeah. Dang, I haven't watched a movie in a long time. I wish I would have watched some new ones recently.
There hasn't really been any good ones.
This is like the one question I've gotten asked so many times that I think every time I'll say something different, but I'll have no idea what to say right off the bat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch it to my favorite Netflix series because I do have that answer in mind, and Breaking Bad is definitely a top 3 contender.
All right, we'll change it to favorite TV show. We'll edit that out. But yeah, Breaking Bad's unreal. I'm more of I love The Office, but yeah, Breaking Bad's great.
I mean, Office is unreal too.
Yeah,
both of those are good.
Can't go wrong. Yeah, so that kind of wraps up our 10 questions there, and also our interview with Lawson Mcdonald. Again, check out the hockey guys and his Instagram. Really great content. Loss, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you, Will, for having me. Really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, best of luck. Thanks again.
Thank you.
See ya.
Yeah.